Hi, my name is Mr. S, and I'm from the Living Maths program, and I would like to talk to you about loving maths. Now, typically, we normally run the Loving Maths program for grade R up to grade 3, but in some cases, we start a little bit earlier. We go to the middle group or stage 4s and 5s, and we go up to grade 3, and in some schools, some of the grade 3s actually join the Living Maths program. But for now, we're going to talk about the Loving Maths program and what it's all about. You know, it is so important to exercise the body, but it's also important to exercise the brain. And one of the most incredible things about exercising the brain is that when you can find something that is enjoyable, it doesn't seem like you're exercising the brain at all. It just seems like you're having fun. So for us, if we want to encourage problem solving and mathematical thinking and critical analysis, you know, we could go and do lots of sums, but that wouldn't excite young students. So we introduce all of these concepts using stories. And the way the Loving Maths program works is it is a 30-minute lesson. The students come along, they hear a story which continues from the previous week. It could be about Manny the meatball. It could be about Penelope Pumpkin and her precocious pips. It might even be about Andreas the alpaca. You never know. The stories are absolutely wacky and crazy. The kids love it because there are all sorts of heroes. Sometimes they are men, sometimes they are women, sometimes they are children, sometimes they are disabled. You never know. Every story is different. But what happens is that we get the students to help us solve a problem that is related to the story. So I want to give you an example of such a problem that we would present to the kids. And I know what you're going to ask, but if we've got classes where grade R and 1 are together, or even grade 1 up to 3, how do you differentiate the levels? So the story is the same. They all love the stories. And of course, the problems that we present are slightly different. So let me demonstrate by giving you 1 or 2 examples. And what we would normally do, depending on the size of the group, the ages, is we would present a happy problem and what we call the Halloweeny problem. Now, remember, this is not for marks. It's purely for enjoyment. They are allowed to work together. We are just there to encourage the students to at least engage with the problem. So imagine in the easier problem, you are looking underwater. There's the water, and you count 10 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The big question is, how many people are standing in that water? So for the younger grades, that's not too bad. They start to realize that people have 2 legs. One way of solving the problem is to maybe just draw a little body on top of 2 legs, and that shows 1 person. And of course, if they are middle group, just drawing the picture is already the problem. But what we do find is that once we start the problem off and we give them a little bit of a push in the right direction, they know exactly what to do and they'll carry on. So of course, an intermediate problem might be quite similar, but instead of doing 10 legs, we might say 26 legs. And then, of course, the students would have to draw the legs and then put them into teams of 2 and then work out how many people are standing in the water. For the more challenging problem, we tell them that it's 12 legs. Now, 12 legs doesn't sound very challenging until we reveal that some of the legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, until some of the legs we reveal belong to dogs and humans. So some of those legs are dog legs and some of them are human legs. how many dogs and how many people? Well, of course, you could go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one dog and the rest are all human. There we go. But we add one extra challenge, and that is there are only 4 creatures, and that includes humans. And in this case, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what do you need to do to adjust your answer for there to be only 4 creatures as opposed to 5? So I think you get the hang of how it works. And more importantly, we love the fact that once the children have solved the problem, they get a chance to obviously hear what's going to happen next in the story. And then if there's time, we sometimes play a fun game that involves critical thinking, problem solving, game theory, all those sorts of things without having to tell them about it. They just get to experience it and have fun. And I think that any mathematical program that involves the child having a positive experience where it is fun and engaging, and sometimes they just think they're coming to hear stories and they're just playing games, that is a wonderful introduction to giving them the kinds of requisite math skills we feel that they will need for when they take on maths in primary school and in high school. And of course, if you want to know any more information, not only do we do in-person classes at the schools, we also offer online classes for those students who have timetables that clash with our classes, but would still like to take part. We do offer the classes in the late afternoon, going up to the evening, where we offer them up to grade 9 students. So if you would like more information, you can visit livingmaths.com, and you can find out more about our physical classes by clicking on the link above. Thank you very much.